So look, so this school put me. I came up here, got you. Try to talk to the kids, get in the word of the day. They gonna put me all on me. Tell me I smell like weed. Watch this. Who gonna try to get mad? Fuck that old man. Bitch, you're nobody. Bitch, like I'm finna sit with y'all. They ain't come to see you, Otis. Otis? Bitch. You heard who they screaming for. Hi, y'all. Brother, fuck my head up. They put us out. I ain't gonna hop down on that. Oh, smash that
You serious as who authorized what, Brent? I
Like,
mean,
cause I'm thinking like, well, I can't think back that far, but we never really had options of like putting a request of who we would want to come like do an assembly. Like all the people that did, like whoever decided to, they were all like I know there was some person that did like the I did around the brace, somebody that did the Iron Man, whatever the fuck. Like stuff like that. But I'm like, I don't ever recall us being able to request who we wanted to come. So I'm like, how did that work? Like, was that administration that
Yes.
wanted her to come and book to her? Was it the students that asked for it? Like, how did that
They
happen?
probably had a student committee like
the
recommend some
the
people.
student
The
committee probably
student
does it,
body.
but more times than not, if it starts at like, let's say, because most times your junior and your senior class are the ones who kind of push that with the their student body stuff,
uh,
but it gets ran.
where was the school at?
uh
That's a good question.
I'd have to
Is
look
this
it
a
up.
is this a school that was here?
I don't know. I don't know where it's
I'd
school.
have to look it up, the boss. I'm
Brent and Antonio want them niggas to lead class to go to
but
a fucking
Cause
TED talk.
I'm like,
No,
I
I'm
was
just saying
Antonio
class,
if
I
the
was class
school.
Antonio
president
said
my
he was
sophomore
coming to
and
pick
junior
his kid
year,
up
and
from
well,
I
school,
well,
don't
also
we
man.
because
like we had a
No,
lot of
going to pick
power,
your
but
kid up is
not that
hilarious.
much.
Antonio said
that
he was going to
goes.
pick his kid up
Them
from
niggas want
school,
them to have
man.
a
I'm going to
TED
pick.
talk, man. Watch
Swear
out.
to
But
God,
Mount Rushmore,
I'm going to
to
pick them
to
up.
Ooh.
On
answer
my
your
soul, though. I'm
question,
going to
that
pick them
gets
up.
done at the superintendent level, because all those in the school board has to approve it, because every school that falls under the school district, that's where that the individual school doesn't necessarily get to choose the outside entities. It has to be approved by the
Why did
It
superintendent.
was
y'all
a
say the same
the boss,
time?
to answer your question, it was a local high school in St. Louis.
That's what
Mm.
I thought. So that's
Yeah.
what happens in
Oh,
local
come on now.
schools.
Come on now. I
Okay,
know
well
we
that
got
makes a lot more sense then.
Yeah, that's
Is
what
that not where
happens.
she from?
Yes,
Mm.
Oh, okay, then there you go.
I
I'm
figured
like,
it was
okay,
St.
then
Louis.
yeah.
I just was wondering if somebody was gonna say it out loud. I'm like, I feel like she's from here.
Oh,
This is
well,
my
that's a
thing.
horse of a different color.
I would have nothing against having a rapper come and speak to kids, but I would have to see, if I'm the principal, I would have to see them out in the community so I know that they know how to carry themselves around these children. It's still a school, no matter if it's a high school, a middle school, it's still a school. I still have a responsibility as a principal to not let this shit be out of control. So I would
So
still have
What
to
was
do
out of
those damn.
control other than
what
her
happened?
Did
smell? What
she
was
did
out of
she did
control?
she
It's still
No,
graduate from
dumb.
that
no.
school?
What
All
would
right,
be? What
goddamn,
would
not
be?
out of
What?
control. Okay, she
No,
came in here
stop.
smelling like me. Goddamn.
Right.
What?
I wanted
Look.
to know what would you be looking for that they'd have to be that lets you know in the community that they move a
No, I would
certain way.
just want to see on in their social media or whatever
Most
them
of
out
your
in the
social
community.
media is going to be partying and stuff that's not associated with
They,
school. So
they
how
would
would you know
definitely
that?
show somewhere. They would definitely show them giving back somewhere. If I seen them out
But
doing stuff,
and
Maybe or maybe
Sexy
not.
Red's IG does show that she does a lot in St. Louis, a lot.
so
And
she
see
just
what I'm
this was
saying?
just an off day for her. She just came to the school, spent like we
No,
when
no,
this
no, no. That's
every
not an
school
off
drug free
day.
zone.
What
Every
does
school's
her
a drug
smelling
free
like weed?
zone.
Okay, so Brent, you struggle. This is where your argument struggle. How
Mm.
was that day an off day because she showed up smelling like weed? That has nothing to do with her giving back and doing good in the community. You said I want to see you in the community. You
Ooh,
seen
the
her
boss.
on
It's a
IG in the
school.
community. You
It's a
can't see what she.
school.
Listen to what I'm saying. You
Y'all not
said
listening
I would
to
look. I would
me.
look
Y'all
at
not
the.
listening to me. That's
You
what I'm
said I would look at their social media. I want
right.
to see them giving back, see that they know how to interact with these kids. If you go to her social media and you see her giving back and going to other
You got
schools,
it.
because that's
Oh,
not the first school that she's been to, you can't see what she smells like on IG.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
That was about to be what I was about to say next. Like, she's been to other schools, like other high schools, other like colleges. So I mean, it's not. I'm sure like that's how they that's one of the reasons they wanted her is because she's been to other schools and they've seen that. So I
Several.
don't think her smelling like weed takes away from her going to school. They probably didn't expect her to come in smelling like weed. I mean,
Is weed decriminalized in St. Louis?
For medicinal purposes, yes.
And that's where it gets tricky and sticky. Because if I was a lawyer, I'd literally argue that, like, what if she uses it for medicinal purposes? If it's been
Yeah.
decriminalized, what are we keeping it away from the kids for? Because it's clearly something that is legal and around.
I would like to
There you
also
go.
add that it wasn't just her smell. It was also like she started cussing at the administration. She started, calling them out their names, calling them B words and all this stuff or whatever, and then
Damn.
still proceeded to in the I guess parking lot, go ahead and pop out the sunroof and start dancing and doing a bunch of other stuff too. So it's not just the smell that got people outraged. It was also just the behavior after that.
I'm assuming they asked her to leave because of how she smelled and she turned up on them.
Yeah, and
Okay.
this is not, and to also add to the other point, because I was going to mention she has been speaking to other schools as well. However, this isn't the first time that it's went wrong. Like I believe something else happened like months ago where it kind of got out of control too. So
Mm.
that's kind of what people are saying. Like, why are you booking her if they
What
can't
happened months
control?
ago?
I think they said it happened back in like August or July or something like that. But it was just the fans did something like the actual high schoolers. They did something and
I
security
remember it.
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
control it.
Remember that she went to a school. They was already in the gym. She was singing, and they couldn't. The high schoolers started rushing the court like she couldn't even perform. I don't think she did nothing. I think the high schoolers just couldn't.
Just fandom, yeah.
Right.
I'm
So they
I'm
were saying that schools are not prepared they're just not prepared for what can come that's beyond their control. So they're just saying they might just need to stop unless they have it controlled in a more controlled environment, that they should just stop booking all these individuals until they can actually, have more of a controlled environment or something like that. So it was more to the context. It wasn't just the smell.
Well, that makes sense.
so
She shouldn't
um
even got to the point of being able to speak. Because when you go to a school, you check in. You don't just walk in a school and go right to the gym where everybody at. You know what I'm saying? You check in at the office, so on and so forth. So,
Right.
I
That's what happened. The boy. You're right. She didn't get to the gym. She got to the school and they turned her around, and then she went and proceeded to do like a rant and called the administrators all these B words and this that, and the third, and then proceeded to say, well, tell the student, I'm a perform in the parking lot or this that, and the third. So it was that. You're
okay.
right.
She gave him a show in the parking lot, man. Salute to her, man.
So it might not have been the best decision for her to go up there, but I feel like some kids it's hard to get through. So I'm not mad at them like trying to get someone who they feel like the kids can relate to. It might not have been the best decision, like after, it's all said and done, but I'm not mad at them trying to get the kids to listen to someone that they can possibly relate to.